I have a library book haul for you today, and this is going to be the last one in a while because, today is March 17th. Yesterday, so I live in the St. Louis area. I have 2 library cards, one for my local library, which works for the whole Illinois system. I live on the Illinois side. No, that does not mean I live in East St. Louis. That works for most of Illinois is included in that system. That's my local library. And then I have a St. Louis Public Library card as well, which St. Louis City Library card, I do not have a St. Louis County Library card. St. Louis is special. So, St. Louis, I got an email yesterday that I got an email last week that our local indie bookstore, which is the only in-person bookstore I really go to. I go to a few other ones in St. Louis, but the one I mainly go to is the local one. It's called Afterwards, WORDS. You can order stuff online, so if you're looking for an indie bookstore to order stuff online for, they also have the Libra FM thing. Check them out. You can just Google it, Afterwards Bookstore, Edwardsville, Illinois. They're great, but they're going to be closing through March 28th. And then I got an email yesterday, March 16th, that St. Louis City Public Libraries are closing as of yesterday until further notice. And then I found out that my local library, my library system is not going to be doing borrowing between libraries until further notice. And then I found out that my local library that's 2 blocks away, that's why I'm out of breath because I just walked down there and back, it's got limited hours today, and they are going to be closed until April 1st. Fortunately, my local library, their book drops are still going to be working, which makes my brain feel better. But St. Louis Library is closing their book drops as well. So I've been trying to just go to the library and pick up my books once a week, but I went ahead and picked up what was already in today so that it won't just be sitting there for 2 weeks. So I got Old Bones by Preston and Child. This was a Samantha March recommendation that I don't really know much about except that it's a thriller. I got The Fates Divide by Veronica Roth because I would like to finish this series or duology or whatever you want to call it. And I got The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang because I need to read this series because everybody's been talking about it. So, I also got my Amazon pre-order of The Electric Air by Veronica Victoria Lee. I have been eagerly anticipating this being published since I read the first book when it came out last year. And they did not have pre-orders available at the library, either library, so I pre-ordered it on Amazon, which I don't do often. I probably won't keep this after I read it, but I wanted to be able to read it in a timely fashion, so happily got that today. I don't know what all, because I forgot to do a library book haul last week because we had to go out of town for a funeral, so I picked up my books on Friday instead of Saturday, which is why these 3 were sitting here, because they showed up like Saturday afternoon. So I don't know what all I showed you in the last one. I think I showed you Caliban's War, which is book 2 of the Expanse series by James S.A. Corey. I'm really looking forward to continuing with this. I'm not sure if I showed you The Testaments by Margaret Atwood. I really want to read this and finish this series. And I loved the first book. It was terrifying, but I loved it. So I was going to pre-order this one, but then I heard people talking about it, and I was like, not sure, because I've heard that you need to read the first one, then watch all of the TV show, and then read this one, which I don't like. So I decided to get from the library and see about that, whether or not I want to buy it. Break the Fall by Jennifer Iacopelli. This is a new release that I wanted to read. Obviously, I wanted to read these, one that I was looking forward to. Of Curses and Kisses by Sandhya Menon, a Beauty and the Beast new release. Can I prop my phone here? Maybe. Maybe. I put my foot there. There we go. The Last Smile in Sunder City by Luke Arnold. Another new release. And Show Me a Sign by... The sticker covered up the name. Anne-Claire Lazat, which is a middle grade featuring ASL and I think deaf representation. Own Voices, which I am really looking forward to reading. If you guys don't know, that's also a new release. If you guys don't know, I'm currently taking a break from classes, not because of the pandemic stuff, just because of other stuff, but I am doing a degree in sign language interpretation, so I love reading books with deaf representation. And then I got Reads Well with Others by Jean Ambaum and Bill Barnes, the 10th, I think, I'm not sure, the volume I'm on of this graphic novel series. It is the Unshelved series, and I got that out of system. Oh, and I also got and have already started The Whispers of War by Julia Kelly. This is a historical fiction new release that I wanted to get because I heard somebody talking about it, and apparently during World War II, England had internment camps. Now, we know the US did, and it was, like, obviously terrible and left out of history books a lot, but we know it was a thing that happened, but I'd never heard about England having them. And a history thing like that, especially something that recent that I'd never even heard of, is something I want to learn about. So I got this as a starting point, and then I can probably find some nonfiction later on. Let's see, I've also gotten some other Amazon stuff. I'm not going to pull this out because I've already got stacked up. I got 4 books of poetry by Michael Tavon. Don't Wait Till I Die to Love Me, Songs for Each Mood, Nirvana Volume 1 and Volume 2. Those are subscriber recommendations, so I finally got those so I can read them because neither library has them, so I bought those on Amazon. I got the Shakespeare book by DK, it just looked like something interesting. And then I got The Lady of the Rivers by Philippa Gregory, which is the first book in the Plantagenet series, or whatever it's called now. Because that's... You can totally read them out of order, and I have, but I wanted to read through and own all of them because I love that series, so that's the next one I needed because it's the first one. I got some other stuff ordered from Amazon. Let me know if you want me to do book hauls with those. I don't tend to do Amazon book hauls because it's like one book here, one book here, one book here, and it's really annoying. And also, a friend of mine has a fan fiction that I've been supposed to be editing, and I started it in December, but she gave me a Word document on my computer, and I don't read digital stuff much. I read it even less on my computer, partly because I don't like it, partly because it tends to give me migraines. So I sucked up and printed it yesterday because Alex said, my husband, said that if I asked him if I did the edits on paper, if he would just input the edits. And he said he would do that, so I printed it. She told me it was a long fan fiction. She didn't tell me. It's almost 500 pages. But now it's printed out, so my major plans during said pandemic are finish editing project. I know I can put things, just put them on a new Kindle if I bought a new one, but that's not how my brain or my OCD works, so I want to finish everything on my Kindle so I can at some point soon get a new one because this one's glitchy. And read as many library books as I can. I've currently got... Is that right? 27? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yeah, I've got 27 library books out, spread between my St. Louis card, my local card, and Alex's local card. I have innumerable owned TBR that I really need to get to. So yeah. I may or may not be working, I don't know. And I'm going to try and get as much of that done as possible. This was supposed to be a library haul, but it's turned into a library haul, Amazon haul, pandemic TBR. So, that's pretty much it for this video. I know I'm insane, but I'm like, I've got just my own TBR. I've got enough to last me a couple of months at the extreme least. I mean, probably like 6 months. And I've got almost 30 library books out, this massive editing project, and the few things on my Kindle. But I'm still gonna die because my bookstore and libraries are inaccessible, and not having access to the library just like hurts. But I'm really glad everybody's doing everything they can to keep everybody safe, so that's great. I'm gonna end this now. So, have you guys read any of these? Do you want to? Is there anything I need to prioritize? What are your reading plans? Did you have to make a right before they close library or bookstore run? And do you want to see an Amazon haul when my other books come in? I think I've got 3 or 4 books ordered. Something along those lines. Most of the stuff's already come in. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.